Pisces, how are you? Let's do a reading for your current energy, shall we? As always, please take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. I sure appreciate each and every one of you. I do. And if you appreciate what I do here, help me out. Hit that like button. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. That makes a difference to my channel. And I would love to see my channel continue to grow. So that's how you can help me make that happen. All right, let's see what is going on for all of my fishies. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Pisces. Let's see, Pisces. All right, first card out for you is the Seven of Pentacles coming in reversed, crossed by the High Priestess. This is your intuition. I think there's something that you are dealing with that you know you need to quit working on it, all right? Because here we have the Eight of Pentacles above you. It's reversed. It's not working. You know, we have the Seven of Pentacles sitting right here at the core. You know, you put a lot of energy into something. It's not working, all right? So here, High Priestess is kind of letting you know this thing, you know, we've got to kind of break out of it and maybe accept the ending, all right? Because this is the Nine of Swords coming in reversed. This has reached a point, whatever it is that you have been hanging on to, that you've been trying to make work, you know, it's reached the point where it is affecting you in all other aspects of your life. Because when we have that Nine of Swords coming in reversed, I mean, this is, you know, stress, anxiety, you know, you can't sleep at night. Now, you know, because you can't sleep at night, you can't function during the day. It's that kind of energy. Eight of Cups coming in reversed. You still don't want to let it go. Stubborn, boy, stubborn. King of Pentacles. This could be, you know, somebody you work for, a job that you've been involved in. I mean, we are dealing with the Pentacles, so I'm just wondering whether or not this King of Pentacles is a boss, or maybe you're a boss, or it's your business, you know, that you are trying to make work. I mean, you're hanging on. You don't want to let it go. But here, you don't know what to do either, all right? Eight of Wands. And let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for you, Pisces. And then we have the King of Swords coming in, you know, trying to help you kind of figure things out. All right, so recent past, we have the Five of Wands. It's reversed, right? You know, so I think part of the struggle is that you feel like you were never good enough, you know, to go up against the competition, whatever it was that was out there. That, you know, because the Eight of Pentacles says that this is something that you do very well. You've done it over and over and over again. You've learned this craft. You've learned this skill. You're good at it, but it's reversed. You can't seem to make it work. It's like you've got this gift, this talent. You know, you've invested all kinds of energy into it to make this happen. Maybe you've, you know, gone to school, you know, to get really, really good at what you're doing, whatever that is. And somehow you just can't seem to make it work. Nine of Swords. Or, you know, you've been trying to make it work. You've been trying to like it. You've been trying to make it happen. But it's just not feeling good for you. So there has to be a shift. All right, because the Nine of Swords coming in reverse says we've got to bring something to an end, okay, because it's not working for us. And this is about cycles, all right, doing something over and over again. We got to break this cycle because we can't keep feeding something that is not working and not getting us where we need to go. And, you know, the moment you make that decision, things turn. Seriously. I feel like, you know, intuitively, you know what you need to do. It's actually like putting that into place, all right? You know, listen, you're Pisces. You're not a confrontational. You don't want to be the one that, you know, gives something the axe. You'd rather have somebody else do it for you, right? But I feel like, you know, you don't want to give up. So, listen, you need to at some point realize that you're going to have to get things in order. You know, because there's a confusion here, and it's like you cannot see how to make this work anymore because you're so stressed over it that, you know, you're too close. You know, like, you know, you're too close to the problem that you can't see how to get past it. But you do know that something needs to come to an end, you know, because you can't, I mean, you're being affected morning, noon, and night by this energy of trying to, you know, either find work, find a job, make something you do work, something that you don't want to give up. I wonder whether or not, Pisces, because I have this card of the Page of Wands, that if you kind of cast your net outward, you know, be a little bit open-minded and maybe feed some, you know, get some feedback on what would you do if you were me? You know, what would you do? And what would you do different? And if you had this opportunity, you know, like, I feel like you need to pick some people's brains. Not, you know, to have to, just to see what would they do in a situation. Because I think you're going to hear something. And the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, this is somebody who explores, you know, goes out, you know. So I feel like if you inquire about different, like, what would you do scenarios, you may actually find something that would work. Because final outcome here is the Sun card. I mean, you want this to work. You don't want to give up, says the Eight of Cups. You know, but you have to, something has to change. Because you can't keep feeding something that is not, you know, feeding you back. And you've invested a lot to get to where you are, and now it's not working. And, you know, for some of you, may not be working. And if you're not working, you know, I see, you know, some of you could be working from home. Look, we've got the kids on the lap. That would be ideal, wouldn't it? I think some of you, if you're after that, you know, I think that's where you need to go, you know, so that, you know, what it is that you have done for so long that you are so good at can now start to work for you. All right. You know, because maybe you can't work for somebody. And maybe that's why things didn't work out, right? Maybe, you know, you just can't work for this person. But what are you going to do? I mean, you can't not work either. But maybe you could work for yourself because you have all these skills. Maybe be your own boss. Be your own business. I do feel like you do hear some good news this week in regards that would probably, you know, really kind of ring a bell as to what your next step is, what your next move is, what you need to do. But there's definitely a breaking of a cycle and a pattern, because you can't continue like this. You can't keep feeding energy into, you know, a job or a project or something that is not giving back to you. The King of Pentacles wants to have money. You know, here it's like it's a sinking ship, you know, so you've got to do something. Something has to shift. Something has to change. And I think this week you're going to start to get some hints, some ideas, some thoughts, some visions, some downloads of how that could really actually happen. Anyway, that's what I got for you, Pisces. Please take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. I sure appreciate each and every one of you. And if you appreciate what I do here, help me out. Hit that like button. All right, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, and I will see you at another reading. Until then, be well, be happy, be healthy, be kind. All right, bye now.